Hello, today I will share with you 6 steadfast lessons about money under the guidance of Stoicism. The first lesson: no one is crazy. Money is one of the most powerful forces in the world, undeniably affecting our lives. Everyone has different views and experiences with money, which doesn't mean someone is crazy. It simply means you have a unique perspective on money, different from others. For instance, imagine you're a lottery winner who has spent lavishly over the years. You believe money can buy happiness, security, and respect, purchasing expensive cars, houses, clothes, and holidays. You're also generous, donating to friends, family, and charities. You confidently believe you're living the life of your dreams, while others envy you. However, suddenly, some unexpected events occur. You lose most of your wealth due to bad investments, lawsuits, or divorce. The tax authorities demand unpaid taxes, and your friends and family are disappointed or abandon you. You realize you have no savings, no skills, and no goals. How would you feel? How would you explain this outcome and how would you cope? If you're like most people, you might feel disappointed, desperate, and ashamed. You might blame the unfairness of the world, blame others for not appreciating you, or blame yourself for being foolish. You might fall into addiction or develop negative thoughts. Stoicism teaches us that luck and risk involve uncertainty about future events. However, the main difference between them lies in controllability and predictability. Luck is uncontrollable and accidental, while risk is partially controllable and can be managed through analysis and action. In life, we often face situations with both lucky and risky factors, and understanding the relationship between the two helps us better deal with various challenges and opportunities. They profoundly influence people's financial journeys. Let's explore this topic together. Bill Gates is a typical example. He had the fortune to be exposed to computers at a young age, paving the way for his future. There are different views on the relationship between luck and success. Some believe luck is the sole factor, while others believe hard work is the key to success. In reality, the true difference between these two perspectives lies in the definition of luck. If we could ask the world's most famous and successful entrepreneurs how they reached the pinnacle, what would they say? They would talk about their hard work, sacrifices, humble beginnings in a garage, and so on. However, one factor they always overlook is those who gave them opportunities, advice, connections, or support. Have you heard the story of Gates and Allen? Bill Gates and Paul Allen were like-minded friends passionate about computers. They met at a private school in Seattle, where there was a computer lab not available at other schools. They spent a lot of time learning programming and creating software out of interest. This opportunity gave them an advantage among programmers in the 1970s. Moreover, their vision for the future of personal computers prompted them to co-found Microsoft. This story tells us that success not only depends on individual efforts, but is also closely related to the people around us, opportunities, and support. While pursuing financial success, we should cherish these factors while maintaining a humble and vigilant attitude. However, luck and risk also played a role in their partnership and friendship. Gates was fortunate to have parents who supported him in dropping out of Harvard University to pursue his career. While Allen unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer in 1982 and had to leave Microsoft. Gates was more ambitious and ruthless than Allen, causing tension between them. Gates wanted to dominate the software market and was willing to take risks to achieve his goals, while Allen preferred to explore other interests and was more cautious with his investments. Their different personalities and priorities eventually drove them apart. Luck and risk influenced the financial success and personal happiness of Gates and Allen. Gates became one of the wealthiest people in the world, but also faced legal lawsuits and public criticism of his business practices. Allen recovered from cancer to become a billionaire but also struggled with addiction and loneliness. Both experienced ups and downs, not solely due to their business choices or capabilities. By the way, if you enjoy the current video content and would like me to continue creating similar themes, please leave a comment with "video" to let me know your thoughts. The second lesson, never enough. John D. Rockefeller was the wealthiest person in history, amassing a fortune of over $300 billion through the oil industry, adjusted for today's dollars. He was also a philanthropist, donating millions of dollars to various charitable causes. However, he was never satisfied with his wealth and always wanted more. He once said that as long as he had $100 million, he would retire. But when he reached that goal, he changed it to $1 billion. Additionally, he suffered from anxiety and depression throughout his life. On the other hand, Roger Gupta was a former McKinsey executive with a highly successful career, with a net worth of over $100 million. He also participated in various humanitarian projects, earning respect from his peers. However, he was not content with his status and desired to become part of the billionaire club. He befriended Raj Rajaratnam, a hedge fund manager involved in insider trading. Gupta leaked confidential information to Rajaratnam in exchange for equity in his fund and other business opportunities. Eventually, he was caught and sentenced to 2 years in prison for fraud, losing both his reputation and wealth. Stoicism suggests that one way to avoid falling into this trap is to realize that enough is not about how much money you have, but rather how you perceive money. Inner attitude. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of a person's inner attitude and beliefs for happiness. If someone places their happiness on acquiring and possessing external material things, they may never feel satisfied because wealth and status are never permanent. Instead, if someone can cultivate a prudent attitude towards material possessions and inner self-sufficiency, they may be able to free themselves from excessive reliance on external material things, making it easier to attain true happiness. View of money. The Stoic school of thought believes that money itself is not the source of happiness, but rather the individual's perception and use of money determine its value. If someone sees money as a means to an end, used to meet basic needs, help others, or pursue inner values, they may be more likely to feel satisfied and happy. However, if someone views money as a tool for endless indulgence and status pursuit, they may become trapped in endless pursuit, never finding satisfaction. The third lesson, the illusion of compound interest. Compound interest is a powerful investment concept involving earning returns on both the principal investment and the returns earned before. The power of compound interest lies in not only providing returns on normal investments, but also using those returns to earn more returns. I will explain how small investments can lead to significant results over long periods using examples from nature and history. Among them, Warren Buffett is a prime example, demonstrating how long-term investing can yield astonishing results. Buffett is one of the wealthiest people in the world because he started investing at a young age and never stopped. Most of his wealth was created after he turned 50, and he lived for a long time, giving his funds more time to grow. Buffett was very astute in selecting quality companies for investment, but he also knew that compound interest was his secret weapon. Inner self-sufficiency and prudent desires. From the perspective of Stoic philosophy, a successful investor who, like Warren Buffett, can reinvest investment returns to achieve compounding growth, may possess inner self-sufficiency and prudent desires. They are not swayed by short-term desires and impulses, but can hold assets for the long term and patiently wait for their appreciation. Sustained consistency and patience. Buffett's success also demonstrates the importance of sustained consistency and patience. He started investing at a young age and continued steadily until he achieved enormous wealth after the age of 50. This highlights the qualities of consistency and perseverance emphasized by Stoic philosophy. Importance of compound interest. Stoic philosophy believes that every action and choice a person makes has an impact over time, whether positive or negative. Compound interest is such a positive impact, where assets can grow rapidly through long-term holding and reinvestment of returns. However, we should also be aware that compound interest can also have a reverse effect. If we make unwise decisions or overspend, assets may decrease. Therefore, from the perspective of Stoic philosophy, Warren Buffett's story illustrates inner self-sufficiency, prudent desires, sustained consistency and patience, as well as the importance of compound interest. These qualities and principles help us understand how long-term investments can yield astonishing results, and guide us in making wise decisions in financial management. The fourth lesson, getting rich and staying rich. Modern humans tend to focus too much on accumulating wealth while neglecting the issue of preserving it. Preserving wealth requires a certain level of frugality and vigilance. Moreover, getting rich depends on risk-taking and optimism, while staying rich depends on prudence and pessimism. Have you heard of people who went bankrupt after winning the lottery, or who squandered a large inheritance, or who made a lot of money in business and then lost it all in a bad deal? These are examples of getting rich, but not staying rich. They didn't know how to manage their finances or protect their wealth from misfortune or bad decisions, perhaps thinking that having more money meant more happiness. However, they were wrong. On the other hand, have you heard of those who wisely saved and invested, leading comfortable lives over the long term? Or those who successfully founded companies and shared profits with employees and customers? Or those who donated money to good causes, positively impacting the world? These are examples of staying rich. They knew how to preserve their wealth and use it for noble purposes. They didn't care about flaunting or impressing others, but they were happy. Those who get rich typically possess different skills than those who stay rich. In other words, getting rich is about risk-taking and optimism, while staying rich requires prudence and vigilance. One needs to have both qualities to achieve financial success, but we also need to know when to employ them. Therefore, it is important to avoid wasting money on things that don't truly make you happy, but only make you appear happy. The fifth lesson, wealth is invisible. In today's society, we are constantly influenced by instant gratification, social comparisons, and materialism. We live in a culture of immediate gratification, where some people are willing to pay any price for it. We are influenced by the media and social media, seeing the extravagant and exaggerated lifestyles of Kardashians, celebrities, and influencers. Some envy them and want to be like them. Some believe that they are happy and successful because they have so many things. But we don't see the whole picture. We don't see the hard work, struggles, failures, risks, and costs behind their success. We don't see the pressure, anxiety, depression, loneliness, and emptiness behind their happiness. We don't see the lies, scams, fraud, and hypocrisy behind their authenticity. We don't see that some of them are not truly wealthy. Some people try to emulate their lifestyle by spending more than they earn, borrowing beyond their means, buying things they don't need or like. They try to disguise their wealth by flaunting their possessions to others, by pretending to be satisfied with life, and by exaggerating their achievements and credentials. But this is a dangerous game that not only jeopardizes their finances but also their health and lives. They end up in debt, bankruptcy, legal disputes, or prison, facing health problems, psychological issues, addictions, and even self-destruction. Additionally, they eventually lose friends, family, reputation, or dignity. In some cases, some of them eventually realize that they were pursuing the wrong things for the wrong reasons, realizing that they weren't truly living but merely existing. Inner self-sufficiency and prudent desires. Stoicism believes that inner self-sufficiency and prudent desires are the keys to true happiness. However, this passage describes how people are influenced by social comparisons and the culture of instant gratification, leading them to constantly pursue external material pleasures and social status, while neglecting inner self-sufficiency and prudent desires. This pursuit of external satisfaction often leads to inner emptiness and dissatisfaction. Sustained consistency and patience. Stoicism emphasizes sustained consistency and patience, where people should persistently uphold their values and goals, rather than being swayed by external temptations. However, in today's society, people often pursue instant gratification and are unwilling to endure long-term effort and challenges, leading them to pursue short-term pleasures while overlooking long-term happiness and satisfaction. Pursuit of true meaning and purpose. Ultimately, some people realize that pursuing materialism and social comparison does not bring true happiness and satisfaction, but rather leads to emptiness and dissatisfaction. They begin to reflect on their lifestyle, searching for true meaning and purpose. This reflects Stoicism's emphasis on inner self-growth and pursuit of true meaning, where people should seek inner peace and satisfaction, rather than being confined by external material pursuits. The sixth lesson: saving is one of the most important ways to build wealth and happiness. You may have wondered how much money you should save. You might think it depends on your income, investment amount, or expenses. However, there is one more thing that is important, and that is how much money you keep. Saving is a secure and safe way, while earning money or investing involves uncertainty and risk. Moreover, saving is not just about numbers, it also involves attitude and emotion. On the contrary, if you are modest and confident, saving will be easier, while if you are arrogant and insecure, saving will be more difficult. Saving is not depriving yourself of happiness, but choosing things that make you happy. For example, imagine you have another friend who loves budgeting. She tracks her income and expenses every month, only buying what she needs, occasionally buying something she wants. She believes budgeting makes her happy and confident, and she respects herself for being responsible. She saves a lot of money because she believes she needs to and is capable of doing so. She tries to maintain financial stability through saving and remains humble. Stoicism teaches us to approach this issue from the perspective of inner self-sufficiency, prudent desires, and sustained consistency. The shopping-loving friend views shopping as a way to reward herself and believes shopping brings happiness and confidence. However, Stoicism points out that true happiness comes from inner peace and contentment, not external material pleasures. Shopping can bring temporary pleasure, but relying on shopping for happiness can lead to inner emptiness and dissatisfaction. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes prudent desires, meaning we should examine our desires and avoid excessive pursuit of external material pleasures. Therefore, this friend may need to reassess her spending habits and consider how to better balance instant gratification and long-term happiness. The savings-loving friend is more inclined to budget and save, viewing financial stability as her responsibility, and believes saving brings happiness and confidence. Stoicism teaches us that because of inner self-sufficiency, one does not rely on external material pleasures for happiness, but relies on inner qualities and values for true satisfaction. Sustained consistency means she can maintain her saving habits and prepare for future financial stability, which is a responsible behavior. Therefore, this friend may find it easier to achieve long-term happiness and satisfaction, as she maintains humility through saving and recognizes the importance of financial stability for inner peace and contentment. Financial management is a relatively new phenomenon, and everyone's approach varies based on personal experiences, beliefs, and biases. Even without formal financial education, people can still learn to achieve success financially. Stoicism teaches us not to be overly confident, not to spend on symbols of status, to avoid extreme risks, and to maintain a humble and vigilant attitude. Be aware of your psychological traps and how to overcome them. Money is a tool, and we see that saving is the difference between our self and income, while spending is the difference between our income and desires. The greater these differences, the more we save, and the less need we have to work. Humility and adaptability are the best ways to avoid financial mistakes. We should acknowledge that we don't know everything, we cannot predict the future, and we cannot control everything. However, when new information or situations arise, we should be ready to change our mindset and learn from mistakes. Please share this video anytime, it may help someone. Subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts on today's video. Thank you for watching, see you next time.